coverage with the McCourty Twins. We're back. My sidekick is here, D-Mac, getting ready to. We got Jordan coming up later tonight, so we're at an earlier time, 8 o'clock. How you doing this week, man? Still quarantine and still hanging in there?
Yeah, and as you can tell, an earlier time means I don't know if you just heard it, but my kids are still awake. They're transitioning into turn down mode. So if you hear any unexpected screams and loud noises, it's a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old going nuts. Don't mind them. They're out of their minds, but they have a good time.
No doubt about it. Just a reminder for you guys, you can come on here and you can chat with me and Dev face to face. Go out there, get the Fan Cred app. Once you download it, sign up, do all of that. Then find the green fan line button, click that, and then you'll have a chance to get in line, and then you'll have a chance to come on air with us and have ask whatever question you want and have some FaceTime. So what's up to everybody? Will, Michael, Zach, everybody on the chat line. What's happening? Aaron as well. I see you got the wine ready. I'm here with you. In the words of Nadine, who comes on here, big pour. So I'm ready for the.
Can we jump all in? I feel like all week everyone's talked about, can the current NBA players have made it in the mid to late 80s, early 90s? And I'm like, yes, like there's no doubt in my mind. Like these dudes are freak of nature athletes. Like they would adjust. Like people keep talking about it. Like if they came up in an era where there was hand checking, it was physical play, like they would adjust their game. They would know how to play that game.
One thing I saw somebody say was just like, it's funny. In certain sports, they say that, like basketball, you always hear that, but you never really hear that in like football. Like no one is looking at Tom Brady like, man, could he have made it in the 80s? No one is looking at right now Pat Mahomes like, man, all the throwing he does, that wouldn't have been able to make it in the 70s. Like for some reason, I think we look at different things with the NFL and we just assume like, yeah, they'd be able to still get it done because they're so dominant now. And I think with the NBA is just different. But to me, you look at it with these guys' size and strength and ability, there's no reason to think they wouldn't adjust. When you're that great, you're going to adjust to whatever the situation is and be able to go out there and ball, man.
Exactly, man. Like, and of course, if Jordan played today, Jordan would be just as dominant. Well, I'll say more dominant.
Yeah, and that's just based to me off the rules. I mean, you talk about hand check, you talk about just the way the defenses are and the tic-tac fouls and all of that. A good free throw shooter and his ability to attack the rim.
And I mean, teams are scoring like 130 a night.
Yeah,
he does.
No doubt. Well, before you get too much, we got Larry on Facebook said, what rookie will have the most impact? Way too for me, way too early to tell. Like no idea.
We don't even know all the rookies on the team.
Yeah, so I couldn't tell you. We got Bobby in Connecticut coming up on the fan line. Brady on YouTube. My favorite Twins this year are going to be great. Appreciate the love. Ooh. Trying to get all my chats going right now. There we go. What's happening, man? What's up, Bobby? How you doing?
I'm doing good. He's coming back. I just wanted to say, D-Mac, thank you. A couple years ago, you signed my football.
Oh, no problem, man. Okay, you got it right there. That's what I'm talking about. Took good care of it.
Yeah.
Right there is the signature.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you first, where do I?
Yeah, the camera's on the side. There you go.
J-Mac, what do you think your favorite defense was playing in the NFL, like all time? One you played, your favorite, whatever.
Favorite defense you played on?
Yeah, favorite defense.
My favorite defense I played on, that'd probably have to be last year. That was just so much fun, being able to win games in the fashion in which we were winning them, scoring touchdowns. And I think even on top of that was just the amount of guys that were making an impact. One week, Dev would have an interception. The next week, Gilly would return one for a touchdown. Then Jamie would have 2 picks. Then KV comes up with a big sack. So there was just so many guys contributing. A guy like J.C. Jackson, a young guy, showing up with a ton of picks. Jay Jones. There were so many guys, and it seemed as though nobody cared who got the credit. We were just out there playing football and having fun.
Cool. And then I was wondering, what do you guys think of the new safety? I forget his name.
It's exciting, man, just to see Obviously, we don't know a lot of the guys when they come out of college, but once we drafted him, just seeing, his combine results, small school guy, so he's going to have a huge chip on his shoulder. So I think he's a guy that's going to fit right in, coming in as a small school guy, coming in as the guy that when you get drafted, people are like, why'd they pick him? Like, I love getting guys like that. I felt like I was the same way coming into the league, and I'm sure he'll be like that. So I'm excited to just get him in our defense. As athletic he is, I know he'll be able to be like that chess piece moving all over the defense. So it'll be fun. Anytime you get young guys in there that just want to learn and play, it is so exciting watching them develop. So he's going to be like the rest of those guys, I'm sure, eager to get going. And I'm sure we'll get a chance to have those guys in meetings in the next week or two.
Nice.
No doubt.
I want to see how you did him up against Frank.
Steady, I think it's a wait and see. I think for us going against him week in and week out, we love competing against our teammates. We think he got better throughout the season. I think he did a good job last year in the preseason. But him, like the rest of us, every year you got to go out there, you got to prove yourself. You got to work extremely hard. You got to get better throughout the year. So Steady's in the same boat as all of us. We'll all be getting ready for the 2020 season. We all have a clean slate. We're all 0-0, and it's about getting better each and every day to try to get as much wins as possible this upcoming season.
All right. Best of luck, you guys.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. And we got Gilly backstage already, man. So we're gonna bring Gilly on a little early. We got Gil here, and shout out to Jim Kurtz on Facebook. Said, "What's up? Hope you're doing well too, man. Haven't seen you in a while."
Gilly Lock.
Got my guy Gilly Lock in the building.
Finally on.
Yes, sir. We had some technical difficulties last week, but we got my guy in here, man. How you been doing, man? How you holding up during the quarantine?
I'm good, man. Just spending time with the fam. It's tough with the kids every day, but just trying to live life.
For you guys that don't know, I told Gilly dealing with the kids every day means he got to start drinking wine. That's what me and J Mac been telling him. So he coming around that once you hit 30, that's when you start to realize like you need to add wine. So he's creeping on it.
Yeah, I gotta substitute this out, man.
Got to do both.
Yeah.
Got to be hydrated. Let's get right into it. What did it mean last year? Defensive Player of the Year. How big of an accomplishment was that for you?
It was big. Going into the season, you don't think about those awards. You just kind of plan. It was my third year in the system, feeling more comfortable and, playing with y'all guys back there, making it more easier. And, it felt good. Just, that's a tough award to win, out of all the players in the league to win that award. And for me to win it, it was a big one of the biggest awards I ever won before.
Yeah, that's dope. I know a lot of people watching, like they're always even youth, kids that are playing football, basketball, baseball. Everyone says, get better, get better. What's one thing you do in the off season that you're like, I got to do this to get better? Like what's just one of your routines that you make sure you do every off season to improve and get ready for the upcoming season?
To me, it's just, working on my craft, make sure I'm backpedaling, make sure I'm braking, make sure I'm working on my press technique, something that I feel like, it's the top part of my game. So it's just, you got to find the player you are and try to do what you do best, the best you can. So I just think you got to perfect your craft. You can't let those things stack off.
All right, no doubt about it. I know the quarantine has given you a chance that you usually don't always get, but a chance to work out with your younger brother. He just finished up freshman year at Marshall.
Sophomore year.
Sophomore year. So how's that been, getting a chance to work out with him now? He's in college, playing corner as well, making plays out there. What's that been like?
It's good. I haven't really got to see him that much because he's in school, so he texts every now and then during the season, but it's good to, spend some time with him. And, I think this is the year that's, is really clicking for him. He wanted to work out. He wanted to work out 2 times a day. I tell him I can't work out 2 times a day. But he's trying to put the work in. I feel like he see the light at the end of the tunnel. He's trying to go out and work with me every day, asking me questions. And I just told him it's in his hands now. He got to go out and do it.
No doubt about that. Now you got a sister that's an athlete as well, right?
Yeah, she played basketball at Francis Marion College. You know, she got a scholarship there, so she be on me too. I told her she had to come home. She tried to stay at school and stay down there to come home. So you know, she's getting better. You know, she loved basketball and she got a scholarship, so I'm happy for her.
Best Gilmore. Who's the best Gilmore in the family?
I would say me, man, because I'm at the highest level. You know,
Would they say you too?
I think they would. You know, they're not really. Nobody in my family is not really, really cocky like that. You know, so they'll give me my props. You know, they'll say, "Oh, he was the leader." I'm the oldest, so I think that's the reason why they'll say me.
No doubt. Set the tempo.
Yeah.
Got to keep the siblings in line.
Yeah.
Man, just heading back to football, how was it coming over from Buffalo, being in a division, and you come to New England? I know one of the things that stuck out as soon as you got there, we practiced outside in the cold. That was different. But what else is different coming from Buffalo into the New England system?
In Buffalo, I don't think I ever beat New England when I was there. But I'm like, what is it those guys doing that, is different, So, on the other end, you like, okay, I'm going against Edelman, I'm going against, LaFell, I'm going against Tom, it's just different from sitting on the other side. So I think me in Buffalo, the first 5 years, I had 4 different defensive coordinators, 3 different head coaches. So I was kind of like, trying to learn each and every year. So once I got to New England, I got some consistency and, the same guys around, same coaches. So I feel like that's when my game took off more.
Yeah, I know all about that, man. Multiple coaches, everybody. That's a rough life to live, man.
It's tough to get comfortable. It's tough to, so you got to appreciate those things, being in New England.
No doubt. Now, you've separated yourself amongst the corners in the league. You're a guy that you want the best receiver. You're going to follow him each and every snap, outside, inside, whatever it takes. What's your mindset going into each game as you're getting ready for your matchup? Is there something you tell yourself before every game? I know you're not a friendly guy out there. Like, you're not helping guys up. You're not doing anything of that nature. How do you lock in and get ready for each and every matchup each week?
It's tough every week, going against the best guy. It can be one play that you slack off. So I try to focus on each and every play and, try not to let my team down. So, going to each and every week is just, the ball is coming your way. That's the thing you do know because you cover the best guy. So sometimes you can, be on another guy and sometimes that the ball not really coming your way sometimes, but you still playing hard. But when you're on the best guy, it can come to you any given play. So that's the thing that drives me each and every week.
No doubt.
And what's something that the people don't know? Like, what is something fun for Gilly outside of football? If you just get a couple hours to yourself, what's the one thing that you definitely gonna do?
I'm gonna get in my car, man. I'm a fast car guy, sports car guy. So I had a Lamborghini. I got a McLaren. I got a McLaren now. So I like to just get in it and enjoy myself and be by myself. That's my me time when I get in that car. So that's one thing I like to do.
What's the one car you gotta drive that you haven't driven yet?
Oh man, my dream car was a Lamborghini, so that's one thing I always wanted to drive. So
ain't much I haven't driven that I want to. Last question before we let you get out of here. For those of you that don't know, Rock Hill, South Carolina, for some reason I have no idea, is a place in the country that just puts out NFL players year after year. Who is the best player to come out of Rock Hill?
That's tough.
Yeah, give us your top three. Top three,
probably Clowney, Jadeveon Clowney, probably me, and I say Jonathan Joseph from Houston.
Yep.
I would go Chris Hope. I can go down the line, but Arrow.
There we go.
You know,
I got a chance to play with C-Hope, and he tell me he just go off the list and start naming all the guys that come from that same area, which is insane. But man, we appreciate you coming through, double coverage, hollering at us, man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
People said it. Somebody was saying they love you. They love your stories on IG. So keep them going. A lot of the fans love it, man.
All right, got you. Appreciate it. Thank y'all, man.
Thanks, Gil.
We're looking forward to our Jordans when the year starts too. Now Yes, sir. Appreciate my guy Neil on YouTube. Rutgers staff event. Used to always see him at the B-ball games, man. We appreciate the love. Paula, she told Gilly that she loves this joint. Julie, thank you for the quote. My wife did all of that. I came home one day and it was on the wall, so I have no idea where it came from, what inspired it, or anything like that. Sharon, YouTube, thank you.
Yeah, Ronnie on Facebook said, considering Nikhil started so late in the season with the numbers he had, do you think he's on pace to make a big impact next season? I think it's always important for all players after your rookie year to try to progress and improve going in your second year. So hopefully for Nikhil, he can take that step. He can be a better player than he was last year. He's super athletic, tries to get better. It was awesome seeing him come back into the season, just how hard he worked, whether it was scout team on the offense, just to get himself back in shape, to learn the playbook. Like anybody that's played in the NFL, we know how hard it is just to miss time, especially as a rookie. So definitely encouraging just to see the effort and the work he put in last year to improve and get ready to go.
No doubt. We got Marcus from New Jersey coming up next on the fan line. Yeah, and I think all players, year 1 to 2 is where your big jump comes. You have no idea what you're walking into. That next year you get a whole off season. You know what to expect, and you're ready to go as long as you put the work in. So what's up, Marcus? How you doing, man?
I'm so pumped. I love you guys. I've been a fan of the Patriots for 7 years ago. I went to Brookdale Community College and
Marcus, you gotta throw the rings off. Show the rings. Show the rings. Show the rings. Okay.
I love each one all the time. I really do. I mean, this is so much. I just love the Patriots so much. I got the 4 and 5 and 6.
I love it, man.
The 6 one's the best one.
And I have a question. How do you deal with the else noises? When the whole out is, saying, oh, the Patriots are going to lose, but we win games. I mean, how do you deal with that?
I would say we just focus on like what matters the most. I think one of the best ways to ignore that and avoid it is just paying attention to the guys in the locker room. That's something
too. Also, because I was just besides YouTube and all of that, I'm hearing all the outside noises.
Yeah,
it's so much. I've been with this team for so long, for the past 7 years, and I've been with so many Giant fans and out of the way, and it's just that from where I came from, I love the Patriots since that long. So,
well, keep riding with us, man. We're gonna make sure we don't disappoint you, man. Make sure you keep talking trash.
I'm talking to you guys. This has been a long time. I actually met a few players a couple of years back ago, and I have my Super Bowl shirts. The Super Bowl 49, Super Bowl 51, and Super Bowl 53. I have all my gear.
I can see the banner in the back. I see the banners in the back.
Oh yeah, I have the banner. I have the 6th banner right on my window, and this is awesome. It's just that this is big into you guys, and I watched your last one from the last Sunday, and oh my gosh, I'm talking to you guys. I'm so excited.
Well, you gotta believe it, Marcus. That's
my Sunday right now. You two are making my Sunday right now.
Hey, well, we're happy to have, man. We appreciate you coming on the fan line, Marcus, man. Keep tuned in. We're gonna holler at you next week too, man. Appreciate you.
I love the energy. That brought my energy levels up.
He came on with the rings, man. I told you though. Out of all three of them, only one of them mattered. I could care less about them other two. That 6-1, and he waited to show that one last, saved the best for last. So I appreciate him, man.
He had me ready to go out there. I might go hit the Peloton tonight. Oh no, I gotta watch Jordan. No, just
yeah. Hey, Rob Fox, miss seeing you at security at the team hotel in Cleveland. Man, miss you too. Don't miss anything about the Browns, but I miss you too, man. We got John in Louisville coming up next on the fan line. Man, Marcus, man, we're gonna have to get him to start the show off every week. We need that type of
get him an intro.
You know what I mean? Exactly. Get some intro music and have him talking in the background. John, what's happening, man? How you doing?
Good, man. What's up?
Good. How much time is usually allotted for each caller?
We really don't time it. We try to let everybody get a question. We try to keep it to one question, but you won't want to cut anyone off.
Well, here I wanted to. I'm not sure if I have to get with Stacey James or if maybe you guys can answer it, but because of the love that you guys are allowing the fans, I wanted to pledge to you guys that, because Devin, you're 32 and Jason, you're 30. I want to pledge $32 for every interception that you hit, Devin, and Jason, $30 for you. Every interception, I want to donate it to a charity of your choice. So I don't know if you could tell me, like I could write it down or something, but I want to do that for you guys for this year. So every interception you get, I'm going to donate $32 for every interception. So hopefully you can get 100.
That's awesome, man. We actually work with a couple of different organizations. I know one organization that we work with right up in Boston is called the Next Step program. Helps mentor kids with sickle cell. So that's something that's near and dear to our heart. So that'd be awesome, man. We definitely appreciate that, man.
That's cool.
No doubt about it. That's
and also to sweeten the pot, I'm going to buy, because two twins, I'm going to buy both your jerseys coming up soon. So when I go to Kansas City, I'm going to wear them both. And then hopefully I can see you like, hey, here you go.
We appreciate that, John.
Decide if you go white or blue. You gotta make
one's white, one's blue. Who wants white?
There you go.
That's what my mom taught us. You make sure.
I was just about to say, you make Mama Mac happy. Yep. We appreciate that.
Definitely. And now that you're on the same team, you can have two Patriot colors. So
exactly.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
Before we get to Gabe in Washington, Donald asks, what's good with JC Jackson? Kid's a baller, man. He's a hard worker. As you can see from year 1 to 2, he's getting better, and I think he hasn't even reached his potential yet. So he's one of the young guys that I love being around, love trying to mentor and get him right, and sky's the limit for him. I tell him that all the time.
Hey, man, that was back-to-back. That was elite. Marcus came with the energy. John came playing with love. Like, we at a high level right now. I know Mother's Day is around the corner. Maybe that's what it is. The moms is giving the right loving, and I could just feel it right now. Like, it's
matter of fact, that's a good topic. With Mother's Day coming up next week, being quarantined, you can't go out to eat. If anybody has like an elite mother, well, I guess you can't give it away. But if whoever mom, they're not tuned in, and you got an elite plan for Mother's Day,
you could just type it in the chat. We won't. No, I don't. Yeah, you're right.
If you got something that you can share, we'd love to hear what everybody has going on for Mother's Day.
So hit us up during the week, so next Sunday we could. Maybe we get our wives on next Sunday. They probably won't come though.
Yeah, I doubt it. Jacob, I met Jason at the trampoline park last March.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, all right, man. Good to meet you too. We got Gabe from DC coming up on the fan line, man. We got who's from DC? We got Bent's from DC, Jawan Bentley on the team. Was it PG County?
He's from Maryland. Tavon Wilson was from DC.
Okay. Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's happening, Gabe? How you doing?
Hey, can I give a quick shout out to my main man Martin and my friends Allie and Lindsay? They're giant Patriots fans.
Okay.
I'm from Tennessee, by the way. I don't know how DC got in there, but Johnson City, Tennessee. So my question for you guys is, which offensive rookies are you guys looking forward to covering this season?
You mean like about the whole league?
The whole league.
To be honest, they're all the same to me. I don't really watch college football, so I can't even. That's not even like disrespect. Right. I couldn't tell you like, oh, he was balling last year, so I'm looking forward to him. whatever ones are in our division will be the ones that we're seeing the most often. And so I think for me right now, with everything going on, it's just going to be fun to get back to football. This is usually the time we're with our guys, so this has been extremely different. Not to be able to be working out with guys, laughing and joking, finding out what guys' off season has been like. So it's just going to be fun to get back around the group. Yeah,
I agree with Jay. I think obviously, I think all of those receivers, the two guys from Alabama, Judy and Ruggs, and then obviously CD Lamb. Obviously, they were talked about all leading up to the draft. So just to see those guys, I'm not sure which one's even on our schedule this year, but just to see how those guys perform, it's always interesting with all of the hype and everything that goes into the draft. It's great when you see these guys get drafted and they get a chance just to go work. So I'm always excited to see the young talent that's coming up in the league.
Hey, I really appreciate your time, guys. I'm a giant New England Patriots fan, man. Live and breathe it. Man, I just love watching you guys every season, man. And just thank you so much for everything you do for the community and fans.
Appreciate it. What part of Tennessee you from?
Johnson City.
Jay, you know where that is?
Nah.
J-Mac was a Titan. He's supposed to know everything in Tennessee. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, I can't know everywhere, man.
You should.
Edelman staying with us? As far as we know, he is. He's under contract. I'm looking forward to my guy Jules being in the locker room. So I'm looking forward to him.
Dudley on YouTube said this is a great opportunity to hear from your fans. Keep it up, McCourty Twins. No doubt. We appreciate you guys tuning in each week.
Yes, sir. A quick reminder for you guys, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, for you guys that want to come on and you want to get face-to-face and ask a question, go on, get the Fan Cred app. Once you download it, you sign up. There'll be a green button. Once you find on air, you'll see double coverage with the McCourty Twins. Then you'll see a green button to get in the fan line. And once you get in the fan line, they'll connect you with us, and you'll get a chance to come on and ask your question. So just do that, and you can come on too. Sharon on YouTube, Devin, I love what you said at the MTA convention yesterday. I have sent the link to several people. Thanks so much for your commitment to education. You said some good stuff. I don't really watch stuff with you talking, but according to Sharon, you said some good stuff. So appreciate it.
I said all the stuff that you, Slate, and Duran would say. They honored all four of us, but it would have been really hard to put everyone in that video. So I hope I did a good job representing you. You guys are a bunch of slaps, but I try to make you look good.
Yeah.
Nadine said, "Where's the wine?" I know Nadine always got her wine because she reminds us each week, and she makes sure that we got a lot to start, and then she gets on us about finishing it. So we're gonna get to work.
Well, right now we got B Cooks backstage. We're gonna reunite Dev with his old teammate. So we got my guy B Cooks backstage coming up,
aka the walking
What's going on?
Oh, you know my dog working out. He did his joint in the gym, bro. Got the rank.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, B Cooks? How you living, man? Quarantine life, Cali guy. I see the haircuts. Rub, come get the baldy.
I'm gonna be there in a minute if they don't stop playing with this quarantine. But no, everything's going well, bro. Just out here hanging out and just waiting until we can beat with our guys. You know how it go. How y'all doing?
Good, man. We got the wine down. You know, I mean, I know how you. We just had Gilly on, so I know how both y'all are. You know, y'all to pass time. Y'all need to get up on this wine, man. Just, man. Well, first we got to tell you, congrats. You got a new bundle of joy coming soon. That is awesome. Congrats on that. How have you mentally prepped for fatherhood? Have you even thought about it yet?
No, I mean, I haven't really thought about it too much. You know, Ben Watson and I, we real close. So he got the Dad's Playbook coming out. So he sent that my way. So I've been reading that. But, you know, I feel like the best advice that I got so far is like, man, you can read up on everything you want to, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean, you just got to go through it. And so all I told wifey is if he crying too much during the season, I'm sleeping on the other side of the house. I'm sorry.
And you can't get a better person to get advice from than Ben Watson, who's 7 strong in the kid department. Yeah. So you can't get better than that.
You get too much advice from Ben, you'd be sitting there with 7 kids of your own.
If Ben had it his way, he'd have a whole football team.
Oh, I know.
Hey, with the draft just passed and this year's draft, a lot of talk about the receivers coming into the league. For you, what was it like coming out of school and getting into the NFL? What was that transition like? If there was one thing that you could say helped you get over the hump, or one thing that was surprising, whatever the case may be, what was that transition like for you?
Man, I think the biggest thing, coming in, I was fortunate enough to come in with Drew Brees. So just seeing this process, you think you have a process as a young guy, but when you come into the league, now all your time, you got so much free time. And so you can either get lost and get distracted and not use your free time wisely. So I think it was just the process of taking care of my body, learning out right away on how to really do that, and investing in the body rather than spending it on something else that really don't matter. So I think the process was real fortunate enough that I was able to learn right away to help me get over that initial hump.
And for some people, they might not know. So I first was around B. Cooks. We had joint practices, and I ain't know him, but like this dude stood out. Like we had a walkthrough with the Saints, and we're going through the walkthrough, and he's rapping J. Cole to me and Jerron Harmon. And I go to do, I'm like, yo, you know him? He like, nah. I'm like, why, buddy, so friendly with us? Like, and like once he got on the team, I realized like he wasn't friendly. Like he wasn't even thinking about us. This dude be in his zone in practice. He going through his routes. He's catching the ball on air, and like every day the same thing. Just talk to people about mentally how like you create the routine. Like if people don't know, like if he has an end cut on the card, he's end cut, whatever step it is, he envisions catching the ball, turning upfield. Like just tell people like what that is, how that has helped you be so productive in the league.
For me, I think the biggest things, going through stuff like that, I would have to say is like, as we all know, we don't get enough reps in practice. And one of the biggest things I learned coming in early was like mental reps is a big thing, visualizing things. You speaking of Jordan, going on Last Dance coming up, but like he always talked about like, mental matrix, like just visualizing things. And I think I learned that from Drew as well. He always went through his progression, even though he wasn't throwing the ball. And I kind of caught on to that as a young guy and soaking it up, being a sponge. And it just kind of helps you mentally, I did that and help you check off all the boxes as much as you can, especially you don't got enough hours in the day, especially, for practice. So I think mentally you got to be there just as much as you need to physically to be successful in this league, as y'all know.
No doubt. Now, I didn't get a chance to play with you, but I've been able to watch your career. And a guy like Dev called you in the beginning a walking stat. How has it motivated you? You got traded to New England and ended up with the Rams, now going to be in Houston. How has that motivated you to continue to go out and no matter where you are, whether you're in New Orleans, whether you got to New England, you got to the Rams, continuing to be productive each and every year? How has that motivated you to just keep going and keep getting better?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I pride myself on, not just being a good player, but a smart player. You know what I mean? And, as we know, some things are out our control, and I just go with it. But like I told McVay when he told me he was trading me to Houston, or Coach Belichick trade me to the Rams, I'm going to ball wherever I go just because I got that work ethic, and I'm going to figure out a way, to work hard, catch up on the offense, and be able to be productive right away rather than having to wait a year to learn the offense. I pride myself on being a smart player as well.
So how excited are you to go to Houston? Obviously, you got Deshaun Watson. You got some dogs on that defense. You still got Kenny Stills over there and Will Fuller. Like, that is just speed. Like, all three of y'all, every time I played against y'all, the first thing we write up there is fast, get back. Like, know where this guy's at. How excited are you to get to Houston and just be able to perform with that group?
Man, I look forward to it. You talk about Deshaun Watson, and first of all, like, you talk about a freak athlete, being able to play with somebody that can make all the throws, but at the same time be able to scramble. And you talk about having speed on the offense. I look forward to that just because now I'm not the only guy that got to like I told Coach, like, look, man, let me run some routes now too. You got guys here that got burners. Like, I'm not the only one that need to blow it off. So I look forward to it from that aspect. And then, just from a off the field position, no state income tax. I'll take that any day.
All right, there you go. He just
J-Mac know all about that.
Smart player on the field, smart player off the field.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna put you on the spot. Brady or Breeze?
See, he made it harder. I just said best QB. He talking about something like Brady or Breeze.
Here breeze. Nobody care about Jared Goff.
I mean, come on, you gotta give my guy JG some respect too. Man, it's a tough one. And I'm not saying it's just to be correct on camera, but they're special in their own way. Tom, I mean, y'all know when I stepped on the field with him, it's like no matter what, we was winning. He got like that killer instinct in him. The way that he just got that look. He's real cool during practice and everything, but when it's time to go, it's just like you just know you're gonna win. I don't know. That's what I felt with him. And then Drew, he's like a sergeant. He's just, he's in his zone. He's the type of guy that's in his zone and just focus on what he can control. But Tom just, man, he just got that it factor. You know what I mean? But both great in their own way.
And what was your favorite team since you've been in the NFL to play on? Like your favorite season, teammates? What was the best year?
I can't lie. I'm gonna have to say it was that 1 year with y'all in New England. Man, it was just something about Coach Belichick, the organization. A lot of people from the outside, see it as one thing, but I genuinely felt like we had fun. But it's the type of place, you come in, handle your business, and then you go home. Like, no extra stuff. And I really appreciated that. Growing up in a military background, my dad was in the military. I respect the fact you go do your job and you go home like everything else, take care of yourself. And the city of Boston, I mean, it's so dope. You go to a Celtics game, Red Sox game, Bruins game. It seemed like it's just a big fraternity when it comes to sports out there.
No doubt about it. Now,
TN from YouTube said, "How is your photography hobby coming along?"
Yeah, it's going along great. Being here in LA, it really enhanced it. Being able to travel and capture different things. But I've been getting the portrait lately and being able to capture some great actors and actresses and following people. So it's going real well.
Yeah, can you say hi?
Hi.
You say good night.
Yeah, we don't want you on the camera anyway, Lo. Last question for me. I see on YouTube. Speaking of hobbies, you got the parents getting to the house. You're in there stepping it up. How's that coming along? What's your favorite meal to cook?
Man, my favorite meal to cook, I'm gonna have to say, lately has been a natto chicken, and it's like you sous vide it, you sous vide it, and then you take it off the hour, you put it on a yakitori grill, and this has a special charcoal underneath it, so it gives this flavor. It has that like crisp ends, and then you kind of pair it with like some lime rice. But it's fun to cook it, and it's really good. So natto chicken probably my favorite right now.
Man, I'm happy to hear how you eating.
Got all the lingo.
This dude used to be in a facility eating all veggies, man. I'm like, come on.
Hey, I'm done with that. I tried it. That didn't work.
I'm like, bro, we too small to be out here eating just veggies.
Yeah, I tried it. You live and you learn. But no, you gotta be proud of me right now because I eat some greens and go home after that.
Hey, man, well, we appreciate you coming through, man. If you're about to get a set on the bench, make sure you put some weights on there, man. The bar's empty.
Good for the day, Sunday.
Hey, man, keep grinding, man. I look forward to another 1,000-yard season coming your way, man.
But don't put a lot of those yards up against us. Man. We got you next year, bro. Chill out.
Man, y'all stay healthy and safe out there, all right?
Same to you, bro.
Man. Appreciate you.
All right.
Then we got some elite guests today, man, and it was so cool for me to see because B Cooks and Gilly came in the same year, and obviously receiver corner, but just to watch them build a relationship, and then to watch them do that, and then we were in a playoff bye week going into the playoffs. Them two were going at it all day in practice, and to watch both of them now, it's awesome just to see how accomplished they are, and they just keep getting better. Look at your friend.
To each other or something? How she come on and then you come on?
It's there with you and
look, she's showing you. Look, she got her unicorn. And look, I hear feet coming. Look, I hear feet coming. Look, you in here too? You want to say hi? Come on, you come say hi before you go to bed. You say hi.
Mommy.
Look.
Hi.
Say hi, buddy.
Hi.
Hi, Jay.
Hi.
Say hi, Kai Kai.
Hi.
See,
when people ask how the quarantine is going,
this is what quarantine life is. Anytime, any moment. This is what they did to me during the virtual meetings on Friday. They took over my chair. Look, he's asking where's Lily.
They're upstairs going to bed. Mommy's
Night.
to go to bed.
Good night. Take
See you later.
care.
I'll come up to check you in. We got Ben coming up from Columbus on the fan line. But man, appreciate it. You're right, man. We had some elite guests, man. 2 guys at Super Bowl 53 were matched on each other in that win at it. Both of those guys extremely good players. So somebody asked, what are we drinking on? This is Cade. I'm drinking on Cab.
What's up, guys?
My guy Ben, what's happening?
What's up, man?
Who is the one guest you guys really want to have on the show? If you could have anyone.
I would say the next guy we got to get on the show. He's big time, but Julian Edelman. I mean, that's the next guy that we got to get on it. In between Nerf guns and whatever else he has going on, we got to get Jules on the show.
And we got to get some of Jay's former teammates in Tennessee. We got to show Tennessee some love. Got to show Cleveland some love. Like, come on, J Mac. What are you doing? Can he work his phone? I mean, he did get Myron rolled. I would say that was pretty big time to get a guy that's a neurosurgeon. That's just rare. So we got to start thinking outside the box.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Who would you want to see on?
Oh, out of anyone? I mean, you put me on the spot. I'm supposed to put you on the spot. It's not supposed to be the way around. Man. Chase Winovich.
Chase Winovich.
I think that would be good.
All right. You know what? We're gonna work on Chase for next week. That's what we're gonna try to get Chase on here next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you. Doreen just said, "How about Logan? We definitely could try to get Logan on here, man.
Chase and Logan?
A fellow Rutgers guy. But you're right though. I got to reach out to some of my Cleveland and Tennessee. My guy Jamal Casey's in Denver. I'm gonna try to get him on here too.
Hey, aloha from Hawaii.
Nice.
Hang loose, bro.
We got Caleb in NC, North Carolina, coming up next. Somebody said,
thanks.
Your kids are too cute. Not if you have them for a day.
Thanks for the donation to Lawrence Pop Warner. Big shout out to Lawrence Pop Warner making it to Florida last year.
Boys?
What's up,
Caleb? What's happening, man? How you doing?
Boys? Hey, I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm pretty close to Hickory. I saw that boy Duggars coming up to be with y'all. And I just wanted to know, have y'all reached out to him? Because I know you guys and Chung are going to get him right, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to him. Maybe that was a day or two after he was drafted. Just talking about the defense, talking about what he was coming into. And then most importantly, everything, just talking about being a pro, man. So I'm excited.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. And then last thing is I want to know the rundown on my man Stidham and his wheels, man. Is he mobile at practice? Because I've been doing my research and I'm excited.
Yeah, Stiddy can run a little bit. I mean, if you ask him, he probably say he's faster than what he really is, though.
And he had like almost 3,000 yards in high school. He was running all over them.
Did
boys. He? Yeah, I was doing my research, and I'm like, I mean, it's a little switch up from old Tommy, but we might see some wheels out there.
Yes, yeah,
we are looking forward.
Absolutely. Y'all keep it up, man. I love you guys. We'll see y'all out there.
Appreciate you, man. Oh, Jordan from YouTube said we got to get Hightower on. Got to get Hightower to do media. Let me write these down in the notes, man.
That's a good one. Jason Barger, so happy for Jason suffering all those years in Tennessee. Not me, not the suffering part, but I definitely love Tennessee. Thank you for all you guys do through Embrace Kids on Facebook. Appreciate you guys. Who were raced between U5, including Gilmore as the 5th person. Oh, I feel like I'm too old, man. I'm not racing, man. Them guys got it.
Jay Jones is probably gonna win it all anyway.
Yeah. Jay Jones is rolling, man. We got Nadine next on the fan line. I'm looking at some of these Facebook comments. Oh, somebody said Taekwon Underwood. That's a good one. And James Devlin. Those are good ones, man. Nadine, how you doing?
Good. How are you? Cheers.
Nadine, I was about to say,
here's my wine. Cheers.
Yours is almost done.
So I was going to call in last week and ask a question, but then the next day my question got answered because I was going to ask about James Devlin. And it was kind of funny how it got answered the next day. How do you guys feel about that?
You want me to go, J-Man?
Yeah, you play with James the longest.
Yeah, Dev's been like an incredible guy just to have around. And I think I said it last week. Like to me, the coolest thing about him was how hard he played every snap. And then come Monday when we got in that weight room, like if he was on that first rack and you smelled the smelling salts of him cracking those open, like you knew he was over there squatting between 5 and probably 700 pounds to get the legs going. And like that was Devlin. Like he was that guy to me that when you came into the weight room, he was a guy that everyone was trying to take example from and work as hard as. When you got on the field, he was a guy that was going to play on special teams. He's a guy that was going to play fullback. He was a guy, if we had a couple tight ends hurt, he was going to go play tight end. And most importantly, if anything, he was going to try to run through your face. So I think that was the biggest thing with him, and that's what we'll miss the most, just having that presence of just want to, I call blue collar, go to work, doesn't care about any recognition or anything. He wants to go play hard for his teammates, and he falls in that group too, a guy that wasn't a captain but was one of our best leaders on the team. So he's going to be a tough guy to replace.
Yeah, for me, what I loved once I got to the team, Devlin was just like an old school football player. He'd be in there with his knee braces on, weight room shoes, like Dev said, squatting the entire rack. But just the way he approached the game, extremely hard worker, did all the small details that you needed to do to win. So he was the guy. I think Matthew Slater said it last week. He embodied everything it meant to be a Patriot. So very appreciative of my time with Devlin, and wish him well. I know he's going to do great things in retirement outside of football.
And then I just wanted to know if either one of you or both of you have watched All-American or QB1.
Yeah, I haven't finished season 2 yet. I haven't finished that.
Yeah, but I haven't watched QB1. I heard about it. I heard it was pretty good, but I haven't watched any of that. But I've seen All-American, just season 1. I haven't watched season 2.
It's tough right now. It's so many good shows. I just watched Waco. That was crazy.
Yeah, QB1, Jake Fromm got drafted.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard he was on it. They were telling me about it. So, yeah, I may check that out.
All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate you. Somebody also said we got to get Dave Andrews on here. That would be a good one too, man.
Julian, who's the toughest player you had to play? You had to guard on the field. I would say B. Marshall, one of the toughest guys I had to cover.
So many of them, man.
All right, just name one, bro. Just name one.
I'll go Andre Johnson.
Thank you. That's all we ask. Hey, Zachary, man, from the Coast Guard. And, man, what's up? Big shout out to the Coast Guard. Appreciate you guys.
There goes a question for you, Dev. Can you guys relate anything that is happening in The Last Dance to your own careers?
I would say one of the things that I thought that stuck out was the relationships on the team. When as crazy it is, but when Dennis Rodman asked to go to Vegas, and he goes to Vegas, but then he comes back and they're running the Indian run, and we all know as an athlete in Pop Warner high school, at some point you've done Indian run, and everyone knows everyone keeps the same pace, and the Indian run will go smooth. And to hear how Rodman did that, I think just showed the relationship between the teammates of guys. Guys could have been mad. That's not fair. They didn't care, though. Rodman came, and he had a job to do, and they knew he was going to do it. And I say in my career in New England, that's what it's always come down to. Guys had jobs, and they were going to do it. And when everyone did their job, we played at a high level. And everyone gets treated differently. Like everything's fair, but nothing's the same. And I appreciated just seeing that. As crazy as that was, I think it just showed how those guys bonded together just to win. That was the goal, to win games and win championships, and that's what they did.
Yeah, and for me, I would say it was interesting. Obviously, I'm nowhere near the level of a Michael Jordan, but just the struggles early on of trying to figure out how to win, how to get over the hump. And I know for me, just being 8 years in Tennessee, never making a playoffs, going to Cleveland for a year, not winning a single game, of having to fight through adversity and not really blame anyone, but continue to try to figure out how to get better, how to maintain, watching it, just hearing Jordan, how he approached the game, what his mindset was very interesting. And I think as an athlete, it's fun to watch the level of determination he has. We got Jeremiah up next on the fan line. Somebody said, Adam on Facebook said we need a wine sponsor.
Twins blend. Are we ending at 9?
Hey
Yes.
guys.
What's up?
Not
How you
much,
doing, man?
but happy Sunday to you.
Same to
I got a
you.
question for you, Devin, and one for Jason, possibly. So, Jason, what favorite sports teams do you follow besides the Patriots?
Growing up, I was a Cowboys fan. For whatever reason, my older brother liked the Cowboys, so I ended up liking them too. And then two, I'm a huge Penny Hardaway fan. So growing up, I was a Orlando Magic fan. Still with Penny being in Memphis, still a big fan of his. So that was definitely probably the biggest sports following I had growing up.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like the Patriots and the thoughts of Bruin.
Okay.
And then, what's your favorite car brand? I'm a diehard Ferrari fan.
You said my favorite what?
Oh, sorry. Favorite car brand? Ferrari, McLaren.
Yo, that's big time right there. That's tough, man. You know what I'm excited about? I actually got a Kia Telluride coming, and I've never had a Kia. I'm excited about that. I'm not big into fast cars like that. I would say growing up, one car that I always wanted when one of my teammates got it in college was a Porsche Cayenne. And I got that my rookie year, and that was pretty cool. And I still got that just because it meant something to me to be able to buy a car like that after getting drafted. But other than that, man, my favorite car was my first car, and that was a Ford Taurus. Me and J-Max shared it, and that thing took us places in college. So
Pepsi Blue, baby.
A great memory. We called her Pepsi.
That's awesome.
Yep, it was a Pepsi Blue color.
Well, that's really good. So I really appreciate the time that I spent with you. No, it's minutes. So.
No, man, I appreciate you jumping on.
All right, take care. Go Pat.
Hey, yes, sir. And quick, want to keep everybody updated. We're still have our fun going Chromebook for kids, McCourtyTwins.com. For you guys that weren't here last week, we talked about it a little bit, but me and Dev grew up in New York. We grew up in 2 different school districts, and we decided to donate $90,000 to go towards purchasing devices for the kids, obviously with everything going on, to be able to get their work done while they're at home, devices, the kids that need Wi-Fi. So we're raising money. Like I said, we started out with $90,000. So anybody that's interested, you can go read about it on McCourtyTwins.com. Get all the info. There's a link to donate as well. And for those that just joined or maybe came in late, if you want to come on the show and be side by side with us, all you got to do is download the FanCred app on air. You'll see double coverage with the McCourty Twins. And then there's a green button that says get in line. And once you get in line, you get backstage, and then you get up and you get a chance to ask your questions.
Gina asked, did the playground get here? The playground got here. Then it rained for 3 days. But the last 2 days, the kids have been all in on the playground. But I almost banned them from the playground because within the first 10 seconds, my daughter was climbing up the steps of the playground. She saw a bug, and she just fell backwards. She saw a bug and fell backwards. And I'm looking at her as I'm wiping off the slides because the dirt was on it. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, a bug, Daddy, a bug. And I told her, if you're scared of bugs, I can't let you on the playground. Since then, she's been good. She's plucking bugs. My son, he sees bugs, and she don't want him to kill the bugs, but he just stomps and stomps away. So I'm trying to contain both of that, but they love the playground overall. It's been awesome. It's safe.
Yeah, you got to get them right, man. We got Zach and Westwood coming up next, and then also, guys, YouTube, double coverage with the McCourty Twins, or iTunes. Go subscribe to our podcast.
Subscribe.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
What's up? How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing well.
So, what's something different that you guys are going to have to do this year now that OTAs are canceled, training camp might be canceled, maybe preseason? Like something different that you're going to have to do to prepare for the season?
I would say the major thing is going on right now. Teams across the league are doing virtual meetings, and they're finding out ways to continue to get information out. And I would say the only thing, there's really nothing we can do. Time's not going to be on our side whenever we start up. You're going to have to just stay focused and get after it. But I think something that we can do as players is probably find ways to communicate with each other right now, whether it's a group FaceTime, group text messages. Find ways to continue to connect with your teammates to try to build that bond with the missing time that we're having in the building where we're face to face.
Yeah, and I saw somebody ask how virtual meetings are going. I'll say that's been going well, man. Everybody's just getting to know each other as much as possible. I think, like Jay said, I think that's been the key. Just being able to be in those virtual meetings, even though we're not in person, we've still been able to get to know the new guys. We've been able to go over defense and all of that. So even though we're not together physically, we're still kind of together for a few hours of the day, building our team. And I think that will guide us into the 2020 season.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then also, I have like a Patriot fan page on Instagram. Is it fine if I post quotes from you guys from the show?
Definitely. Hey, do your thing, man. Make it happen.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Have
No
a good
doubt,
night.
man. You too. Appreciate it. We got a few more minutes. I'm going to try to limit everybody to one question, and let's run through as many fans as we possibly can in the next few minutes before we get off here and turn on the last dance. We got Liam and Boston coming up next because I see a lot of people keep saying they're next on the fan line. So let's try to limit it to one question and see if we can get through as many questions as possible before we get out of here.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
That's funny that you said, Devin, that your favorite car was a Ford Taurus, because that was my first car too, and I loved it. That thing works miracles. But my question was, how do you guys feel about the draft picks that we got this year? A lot of defensive guys. You guys gonna put them under your wing throughout the season or something?
Yeah. Go ahead. I think as much as possible, we'll try to help those guys out. I think Jay said it before. When we got in the league, a lot of people helped us out. And I think that's what you got to do as a veteran. You got to pour in the guys, pass the knowledge that got passed to you, and then your own experience to these young guys. I don't know much about really anybody that we got, but, that's the cool thing. I think maybe within a week or two, we'll probably all be together in these meetings. And as a veteran, it's our job to get those guys up to speed, get them feeling comfortable, and give them an opportunity to make an impact on the team. So I'm sure those guys will be ready to go. I remember being a rookie, you're excited. You don't want to let your teammates down. You want to learn as much. It's a lot going on. So as much as possible, we'll try to settle them down and get those guys in places to make plays.
All right, Dad.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, man. For the boys, baby.
Yes.
Carlo next on the fan line. You got to respect the banner in the background. Somebody asked about getting LeGarrette Blount on here, Dev, too, as well.
Oh, let me add him to the list.
You right responsible.
Yo,
what's up, guys?
Oh, what's up, man?
It was just a quick question. Last week, obviously, I asked 2 questions, so I didn't want to jump in with 3. So, it was just it was a piece of advice that you. What advice could you guys give me? I'm going to play JUCO in Arizona this September. It'll be my rookie season, my first season. So, what's the best piece of advice you guys could give me?
I would say, for one, obviously work hard, which is the easy response. But I would say focus on yourself. Like you just said, I don't know where you're from, but you're going out to Arizona. There's going to be different circumstances, different environment. Try not to compare yourself to anybody or worry about what the next person to the left or right has going on, but just focus on your own growth and development. You know where you'll start, and for you, set small goals for yourself and try to just chip away at those as the year goes on. And then I would say keep your head down, and when it's all over, look up and then see how far you've come.
That's exactly. Thanks very much.
Yep, keep your head down and go.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Doreen is next on the fan line. Got Doreen coming up next. Dev, you roll Hightower down too, right? Dev, they said, what are you drinking too?
Oh, Stag's Leap, Artemis.
And I have Cade.
Hey guys, good to see you again. How are you?
Doreen, how you doing?
What's up?
By the way, I would love Hightower. That'd be awesome. And if you could ever, Kevin Falk, one of the best Patriots ever, that'd be great too. My question was, with Shiano coming back to Rutgers, I was just curious, do you guys ever go to games back in college? I said last week I'm a Rutgers alum, so we try to go to games and try to bring my kids. They're big enough this year, about the same age as your kids, Dev. But with Greg Schiano coming back to Rutgers, you guys, how are you feeling about that? You're going to try to go to any games? Are you able to ever get like homecoming or anything?
If we get a free time, I'm going to go. I've already went down there and talked to him and Taekwon Underwood and some of the other coaches. That was back in early February. I went and just visited those guys. So I can't wait to get down there and just see the work that they're putting in. They've been signing kids left and right. So I'm excited. So if I get a chance, I'll definitely go to a game.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was planning on going there this summer to visit them and work out with the guys, and obviously all of that got halted. But obviously we're both big fans of Shiano and everybody that's back there. So as much as possible, we're going to be back there and try to get around the guys and do what we can to help the program.
Be awesome. Keep chopping. Thanks, guys.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Have a good night.
You too. So it's 9:00.
Last dance. You go and tell somebody, Mama, I made it.
We appreciate everybody for coming out and kicking it with us for the last hour. We had Gilly Lock on here, Stephon Gilmore, the Archer, aka the Walking Stack, aka Brandin Cooks, who will be in Houston this year.
Let me make sure I leave the people with something too, man.
Okay, before let me you go ahead. You go ahead, lead the people.
I'll wrap it up. I'll leave them with something.
I'll make my announcement for you guys that didn't see. For next week, if you want to get your question asked, download the FanCred app on air button. All you got to do is click the green button that says get in line, and you'll get a chance to come face to face with us. And then for you guys as well, make sure you go subscribe to our podcast, YouTube, iTunes. All you got to do is search Double Coverage with the McCourty Twins. And lastly, Chromebook for kids. Go to McCourtyTwins.com. Me and Dev are doing a fund with the Rockland Community Foundation to raise money for kids in our hometown to be able to get those devices to be able to get the work done for the school year.
I'm back this week. We're still in the book of James. We moved on to chapter 5 to 7, I believe. Yes. And the key I will leave you with: grow through what you go through. Don't just go through it. Grow from it, build, and prepare to crush it after that.
There you go. While we go through this pandemic, make sure you're growing and you're not just going through it without the growth. So appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good weekend, and happy Mother's Day to the upcoming moms and all of that. So see you guys next Sunday.
The moms, not the upcoming moms.